All right, this video is for wealthy and rich people. So if you think you're wealthy and rich, or you know you're on your way to becoming wealthy and rich, I want you to stay tuned and watch this very video. I'm going to be sharing with you the three mindsets that the wealthy people have. When I say we, I mean you and I and other people like us that the poor doesn't have. And I want you to check, are you really wealthy or you're poor?
A powerful business coach, millionaire mentor, a multi-talented serial entrepreneur, Africa's most sought-after sales guru, the boss of sales superstars, internationally acclaimed best-selling author, a public speaker par excellence, life and finance strategist.
My name is Sam Harvard.
All right, welcome back. I'm glad that you're still joining me. If you're just joining, please try to subscribe to this amazing channel. I talk about money and how you can become wealthy, build corporate finance, personal finance, and make money generally, especially online. All right, and this is the place you want to come and learn, develop yourself, and build your financial muscle. So today I'm going to be sharing three. All right, this is like part one. I've got about 10 of these things. I'm going to be sharing three mindsets that we, the rich, have that the poor people do not have. So I'm assuming you watching me right now, you're a rich person, or you are going to be very wealthy and rich as well. So it is only natural that you understand the mindset that we have and how this translates into our reality as wealthy people. All right, don't go anywhere. This is going to be great. All right, before we continue, I'll be doing a giveaway this Friday to 10 amazing subscribers just like you, and also be doing a shout out to just 3 business owners. To qualify, just follow these simple 3 steps. Step 1, watch this video to the end. Step number 2, like and leave a comment at the end of this video. Step number 3, share this video on your IG story and tag me at samharvard_ or at realsamharvard on Instagram. I'll be selecting from the people who complete this task every Friday. For more details of this, check the description below this video. Oh, you're still here. Okay, fantastic. So let's get right into it. So, first, I've laid the foundation that you're a wealthy person, and that is why you are watching this. All right. So the second thing is the fact that all these 3, probably 10 later on, or the 3 ones I'm going to share with you in this video, are things that helps you to check if you are actually on your way to building abundance, or you are going to remain a friend with what they call in Nigeria Sapa. Sapa is like when you're poor, poverty stuff. All right, so let's get right into it. I prepared a couple of slides where I'm going to be using to share. The first one is that we, the rich people, we think long term. Why the poor people? They think of immediate gratification. Now, this is very critical. All right, when you are being spoken to about money, do you think about what you can make immediately, or do you think about what you can make on a long term? One of the reasons that it's easy to scam poor people is because they want it now. All right, they are not patient enough to understand the process and check if they are willing and able and ready to be able to go through the process. The Bible says, do you see a man that wants to build a tower and does not sit down and count the cost first, if he will be able to finish it? Less when he starts and they can't finish it, everybody will start to mock him. All right, so a lot of people just approach deals, businesses, financial interest, all right, with an immediate gratification mindset. That is them, not you and I. All right, so what we do is we think about the long term. We look at business deals that can keep on paying paying us for a long time, and we are not thinking about what we can make immediately, all right, versus what we can make on a long term. So what happens is that the long term gives you a lot of money, but the immediate gratification doesn't give you anything. All right. So there are people that when I was starting one of our businesses, I approached them and said, you know what, you could do this for me, please. I do not have money to pay you right now, but I could give you equity. And they were like, no, I want the payment now. I would not want to do equity. And the business that they were not willing to collect 5% or 10% off 2 years ago is now worth over 20 million US dollars. Did you hear that? So, what if they are taking 5% of that? Right now, they're probably going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in addition to whatever it is that they already have. So, when you see yourself, every time a business deal comes, you are thinking about what I can cash out, what I can make out of it right now. All right. You are not part of us, you are part of them. All right. So, it is us against them on this video. And the wealthy people, the rich people, are always thinking about the long term. They are not thinking about the immediate gratification. All right. When money comes to your hands, what are you thinking about? Let me quickly buy this. Let me chop this. Let me. Another one is going to come tomorrow. All right. Wealthy people don't think like that. All right. So if you want to be rich and wealthy, you cannot think short term. You have to think long term. All right. So the second one I'm going to be sharing with you on this video, this is very interesting. All right. Is we think ownership. They think employment. This is very, very critical. This one is very, very critical. Now, why is this important? I've seen a lot of people who come out to share testimonies in church because, I grew up in a church. So please, pardon me in case you don't used to go to church, even though I've not been going to church for a while. But anyway, I go online. That's by the way. So now there are a lot of people who come to church to share testimonials about them getting a job in this firm, in this business, this company, especially companies that are big brands like global brands, multinationals, and what have you. And everybody's so happy for them in our church, local church. We shout, everybody's so happy. But I used to sit there as a teenager, a young person, and I think if these people are this happy about somebody who got a job, and I'm not saying this is bad to get a job, it's a cool thing for those who want it. All right. What will it be like if I'm the one who owns the job that is giving people job? What will it feel like to be the owner of the company and not just the employee? All right. Another thought that used to come to my head is when people buy a car, especially a beautiful car like this one that I use here, which is a Range Rover, cool car, right? And especially in Nigeria, my country, a lot of people, like to celebrate Range Rovers, like a celebrity kind of car. So they post on social media, Instagram, and all of that, and they're celebrating it. And I used to think, okay, it's great to have a car and buy some of these nice cars. I have one now myself. And I used to think, what will it feel like if I'm the owner of the company that produces the car? What does it take to be a shareholder in the company that produces the car? What does it feel like to own it? So, wealthy people always think about how can I be a co-owner? How can I be a part of the ownership of this big thing? All right. When your friends are talking about ideas and stuff, you don't want to think about how to get a job in there. All right. You want to think about how can you also be a owner of some of these things. All right. So the wealthy think ownership. They think about how to get a part of it, a piece of the pie. Let's be part of the owners of this thing. They don't think about how can we get a job in it. All right. So if you're watching me and all you're thinking about is job, how can I get a better job, a bigger job, a job, everything is job, you are part of them. the poor people. All right. But if you want to be part of us, or if you're part of us, you must always think about what does it feel like to be part of the owners. And I do this for the people who are my student a lot. I give them opportunity to eat a piece of the pie of my business. I do what they call profit sharing, all right, which gives you access to sharing in the profit of the business for a period of 5 years, which is like what I usually give. All right. And every profit we're making, these people are able to generate something from it without them doing anything. And we make it so easy for them to access that with $200, sometimes you can even own like 0.02 or 0.01 of the profit of the company. Why? Because they are building. It's not about the profit they are getting being big or billions. No, it's about the mindset that is saying if something is working, I don't want to just think about working for it. I want to think about being part of the owners of what is working. All right, so I want you to type for me think ownership. All right, if you're just joining us, welcome to my channel, and please subscribe, like, and share this video. It is very important. Very important. I want you to do that. All right, so it's going to be a very fantastic one. All right, before I get into the third one, I've got a simple message for you. Please watch. All right, before we continue, I'll be doing a giveaway this Friday to 10 amazing subscribers just like you, and also be doing a shout out to just 3 business owners. To qualify, just follow these simple 3 steps. Step 1, watch this video to the end. Step number 2, like and leave a comment at the end of this video. Step number 3, share this video on your IG story and tag me at samharvard_ or at realsamharvard on Instagram. I'll be selecting from the people who complete this task every Friday. For more details of this, check the description below this video. All right, welcome back. We're talking about the 3 mindset the wealthy people have that the poor people do not have. And I'm glad that you're here because you're a wealthy person. We've talked about the first one, we think long term. We've talked about the second one, we think of being a owner, not working for it. We're not employee mindset related. We're thinking about what does it take for me to also own one of these. I don't want to work for these all my life. I also want to think like a owner, right? So you can own it. The person who owns it doesn't have 2 heads. You can own it. All right. So it's very important that you think about that. So let's get to the third one. And this is very fantastic. The third one I'm going to be sharing on this video is that we believe that we deserve the best, but they only desire the best. I want you to look at this critically. We believe that we deserve the best. They only desire the best, but they don't believe that they deserve the best. Now look at me. There is a difference between desire, all right, and believing that you deserve what you desire. Let me repeat that. You can desire something, but you do not believe that you deserve what you desire. Now, the bad news for people like that is that life does not give you what you desire. They said, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. It's not enough to wish for something. It's not enough to desire for something. All right. You must be able to go to the next level to believe you deserve the best things of life. Don't look at the car and admire the car. Oh, fine car. Hey, one day if I feel ride this car. That's just desire. All right. But said, no, my status as this type of car. The kind of person I am, this is our kind of car. You might not be able to buy a tire of a car yet. Does not matter. It's just a matter of time. You would be projected into becoming the person that automatically attracts that kind of car. Material things are reward for your levels in life. Listen to me carefully. Material things are reward for your levels in life. The things you want are waiting for you at a certain level in your life. If you do not upgrade to that level in your life, you will keep on only desiring those things, but you will not experience them. Did you hear me? You don't wake up and hope, all right, that when your family, your parents, back then when you still with them, if you are no longer with your parents, or if you're a young person still with your parents, don't wake up and hope and wish that your parents will give you breakfast when everyone else is eating breakfast. Say, hey, hopefully today they will give me breakfast. No, you know you deserve a breakfast. If for any reason they serve everybody and they didn't serve you, like, what's going on here? Why? Because you believe that you deserve what you desire, the breakfast. All right. So in this context, every good things of life, we, the wealthy people, believe that we deserve it. We don't just desire it alone. All right. And this is very critical because this has been a war that goes on in people's mind. All right. There's so many beautiful things that you want in life, but when it's time to buy it, you be like, hey, I will spend all this money for this. Nah, I'm gonna go for the other one that is cheap. All right. I usually use flights, airplane flights, as an example often because I think this is an example that everybody can actually relate with. We have three major classes. I think there are about four now in some airlines. We have the economy, we have the premium economy, which is kind of a ripoff. We have business class, which is the worst of them all, and then we have where we belong, the rich people, the wealthy people, you and I, yes, where the best life exists, the first class. All right. Now, I had never thought about I've heard about first class, all right, but I knew that it's for the super rich. So see, anytime you make a distinction and say the rich people and not we rich people, you keep yourself poor, you keep yourself limited. No matter what you lack, it does not matter. All right. Always say we rich people. Own it that you are rich and wealthy. Own it. I'm talking mindset here. Own it. It is you and I. We are the rich people. We're the wealthy people. Please put in the comments, I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I'm rich. All right, I'm wealthy. I'm rich. Put in the comment. Put in the comments. Fantastic. All right. So, I used to take economy and I desire business class, local flight back then when I was staying in Nigeria. And one day I said, you know what? I want to go to business class. I called the guy that do book flight for me. I could afford it. But something in me says I do not deserve it. Even though I have the money to pay for it. It was like, it's too much money. Why? So I told him to book me business class, but I didn't send him money. So I think he did book on hold, was waiting for me to send the money. So later I wanted to transfer the money. I looked at the money looked at me. I looked at the money again, the money looked at me. I called him. I said, you know what, cancel the flight. I told him to cancel. I told him to cancel the flight. Don't go and book. Don't book the business class. So later on, I flew economy again that day. But one day I just told him, you know what? I think I booked my first business class myself. And after I flew that first business class local flight, I fly it almost every time, except some exceptions. Maybe it's not available or there's no business class seat on that flight. All right. And when I started international flight as well, it was the same thing. I mean, something bad had to happen for me to say to myself, never again will you catch my leg in economy. After I said that, I still flew economy like 2 to 3 times. So, and what happened? I got to the airport early. They put us on the wrong queue. The queue delayed for long. 1 hour, 20 minutes to take off. They told us counter has closed. And somebody met us there who was flying business class for that particular funny airline. I won't mention their names, so I won't do free advert for them. But they are Addis Ababa, you know them. So because the guy was on business class, they boarded him. What kind of injustice is this? So I sat on the floor that day because my legs were paining me. I've been standing for hours. And I said, never again would this happen to me again. And I like you to do that. every time something you don't like happen to you, maybe a lady dumps you or a guy dumps you or some people disrespect you or they look down on you or something funny happened to you. I've been in a bank that was disrespected. I said never again will this happen. That bank is no more today. It's painful. I would have bought the bank one day, but that bank is no more today. All right, and we were still here. Praise the Lord. All right, so say to yourself, never again will this happen. Then come back to use that pain to work harder at your goal, your business, and the things that you're doing, knowing that you deserve a better life. All right. So I said to myself, never again, I'm not flying economy anymore. Yes, I didn't have the money. Nobody said I get the money. All right. So eventually, I think my next 2-3 flights, I still did economy. But one day, something dawned on me that, come on, it's people that fly business class. I checked the price. It was a lot. It was, at that time, I think about 2.3, 2.5 million naira for business class. So I closed my eyes one day and I bought the tickets. And what led to that was I bought a new set of bags and I felt these bags were too pretty and premium to go on economy. So I bought a business class ticket and it was a celebration for me. And that changed everything about my life. I thought I belonged in business class until one day I checked out first class. Like, whoa. What changed it for me? I was flying back to Dubai and it was on Emirates flight. So they passed us through first class to business class. As a matter of fact, that day I was flying economy. They passed us through first class because I had an economy flight I've not used. So I said, let me clear these flights once and for all. So they passed us through first class to business class. I've flown business class about 3 times or so at that time. So I feel like I'm used to this one. But when I saw that first class for the first time, I said, this is where I belong. Oh, Lord, it must happen. So when I sat in that economy class that day, I said, the next time you catch my leg, anywhere else in economy or business class, cut it. And ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my rich friends, the next time I was flying was my first class. And I've flown 4 first classes so far. And I'm still going to fly more and more and more. And the next one we are doing now is private jet. We're already discussing it. And it will happen. Now, don't focus too much on what I've said about flight, but focus on the mindset behind it. You deserve the best thing in life, no matter what it is. If there are premium option, once you desire it, please work on your belief that you deserve it, because only the poor people just desire things, but they do not believe that they deserve it. And a lot of people not believe what I'm saying, but maybe you don't understand. Let me take you to scripture a little bit. There's this high priest called Zechariah. Some of you know him. All right. He was the father of John the Baptist, the husband of Elizabeth. All right. This particular guy was praying because he was old and his wife was old and they didn't have a child. So he was praying that God would give them a child. And one day he was inside the temple to burn incense, and angel appeared to him and told him, dude, your prayer has been answered. You're going to have a son. You call his name John. He's going to do this and this and this. And the guy said, how can this thing be? I'm old. Bola is not working very well. I cannot do ta like normal. And the angel vexed. Say, oh yeah, you will not be able to talk. Become dumb. So he judged him immediately. And of course, he went home. Bola started working in NAC, and then his wife got pregnant. And the same angel, 6 months later, went to a young girl called Mary and said, you highly favored, you will have a son. And Mary said the same thing Zechariah said. He said, how can this thing be? I'm a virgin. I'm not married. How am I going to have a son? And instead of the angel to judge her, the angel said, don't worry. Let me encourage you. See, God's supernatural power will come upon you. You will get pregnant and you will have a child and stuff. And said, okay, let it be unto me as you have said. Now, why did the angel judge Zechariah but encourage Mary? The reason is in the text itself. It was because when it was Mary's turn, the angel said, you are highly favored. Mary did not know about the plan. But in Zechariah's turn, the angel said, your prayer has been answered. In other words, you were judged for praying for something, but do not believe that you deserve what you're praying for. So, poor people don't only desire things, they pray for it, but they don't believe they deserve it. I want you to do a little bit of thought about yourself today. What is that thing you really want? You've been praying for it. but you don't believe you deserve it. So I want you to start telling yourself, I deserve this. Everything you want, keep telling yourself, I deserve this. And one of the exercises I tell people to do for material things, for example, go to where they are selling it, dress very well, act like you want to buy it. If it's a car, for example, do a test drive. If it's a house, go do inspection of the house. Feel like the owner. Let them particularize you a little bit. All right. And tell yourself, I deserve this. If you're flying next time, even if you're not flying first class yet, if they allow you pass through first class or business class, whatever they allow you pass, make sure you are the last person to leave the plane. Sit on that chair and say, I deserve this. Let that begin to connect with your mind, and eventually you're going to see the shocking revelation that is going to happen to you and your life as you proceed. I hope this has blessed you. Thank you very much. I see you another.
A powerful business coach, millionaire mentor, a multi-talented serial entrepreneur, Africa's most sought-after sales guru, the boss of sales superstars, internationally acclaimed best-selling author, a public speaker par excellence, life and finance strategist.
My name